everyone, welcome back. So today I wanted to do a sort of like review, first impressions, show you and give you a little bit more information. This just came in the mail from Urban Decay. It is the new Urban Decay Naked Petite Heat Palette. Now if you guys are familiar with the Naked Basics palette, the Naked Basics 2 palette, this is the same size as that palette. It comes with 6 shades and it's basically like a condensed version of the Naked Heat palette. So it's taking similar shades to that palette, and there are 5 mattes and 1 semi-matte shade or semi-satin shade in this palette. So I'm going to show you all the colors. We're going to do a look with it. We're going to swatch it. This retails for $29 and I'm not quite sure of the release date on it. I will leave that information linked down below for you. But I love the Naked Heat palette. It's like a warm palette and everyone, like people are warm crazy. The first 2, the 1 and the 2 of the Naked Basics palette are very, these palettes are basically like a stripped down version of some palettes. The Basics 1 is basically a stripped down version with matte shades of the Naked 1 palette. The Naked Basics 2 is a stripped down version of the Naked 2 palette. It's very cool tone, more cool tone taupey colors, and since the Naked Heat palette is a very warm palette, the Petite Heat is a very warm matte palette, and it's like the stripped down version of the Basics. So if that makes sense, I really like these because I feel like you are getting a nice travel palette. A lot of people use just the basics from palettes and then they'll play, I like to call this like a best friend palette. It's like the best friend that you take along. It plays well with other palettes. So you can bring your lid shade. Sometimes I like to use Stila glitters or even the Urban Decay glitters and just add those on the lid, but what you need for the basics would be right here. And like I said, it comes with a nice mirror. So this has a satiny type of a cream shade. Then it has more of like a nude-ish brown shade, like a soft nude. More of a neutral caramelly brown shade. Then we have a matte orangey shade, and then we have a little bit deeper of a matte orange shade, and then this is like a deep burgundy matte shade. So enough to create a really nice look. I'm like super inspired by this. I think I'm just gonna do like a smoky, obviously matte orangey brown look. So that's what we're gonna get with this palette. If you see any tanner problems on my hands, I always have, every time I try and self tan I have an issue because I just don't know how. I'm not good at it. But $29 is a very fair price in my opinion if you're gonna be getting 6 shades, and it's a very easy to go palette. When the Naked Basics first came out, I literally used that palette like every day of my whole life. So for starters, I'm going to, I already primed my eyes with the MAC Paint Pot in Soft Ochre. I'm going to take the shade Vibrate, which is this shade right here. Now I will swatch these all on my hand at the very end, but this is like a soft, I would say like a soft matte creamish color. I'm just going to use that on this brush to build a little base and to put something down. Yeah, that applies very softly and gives you like a nice definition, but it's not too much. I like that a lot. That's just a nice little definition of a color. Then we have Hot Spell, which is the shade right here, and it is more of a, I would say, mid-tone brown shade to deepen up the crease. So we're just putting this down for a transition, and I'm taking this all the way in and all the way out. So I tried to self tan last night. I opened my tanner up and like the pump of it had pumped into the cap and like sat there for God knows how long. Literally like liquid brown tanner sprayed everywhere. So there were like spots all over my body because I was like butt naked like the day I was born trying to get myself tanner on, and so it literally just sprayed all over everything, like because I went to rip the top off and it just flew. And if you can imagine like liquid brown self tanner everywhere, it was like such a mess. So I have like spots all over me that there was tanner, but I was quickly trying to clean it up everywhere that they sat for too long, and then I tried to rub them in, and like even on my neck, like it was all over. Like I feel like I missed like a huge line right here, but that's what's happening. So I do not have leprosy. I just had a tanner incident, which, I mean, like, what's new? I always have an incident with my tanner. So I'm kind of going back and forth between the Vibrate and Hot Spell to just kind of give this nice, like, transition here before we go in with some more of the deeper shades. It's going to be a really simple look because I'm just going to kind of go with, I think when I'm using all mattes, they kind of all just, like, gradient, like, blend together. So it always turns out, you know, relatively simple in my opinion. I guess I'll use the word easy to achieve. So now I'm going in with this orangey matte shade, and this is the lighter of the two, because there are two. This is a little bit deeper, and this one's Heist. This one's called Wild Thing. And I'm just going to place this one, tap off the excess. I'm going to place this one all over the lid. And I didn't do any of my foundation because I wanted to get a really good blend out of this, and I'm a kind of a sloppy person, so I get stuff everywhere. So I'm one of those people that just has to do my foundation second because I'm like a mess. I'm just like, wah! This is a really nice shade. I do like that. I love the way the first two shades created that transition. This one's going on really, really nice. A pretty like burnt orange shade. I can see this palette as being a really nice addition to the sort of basics set. I love this orange color. And they all, since they're like all in that, you know, similar shade range, they all play really nicely, play really well. We're going to try and use almost every shade in this palette. Yes, we are. I mean, there's only 6 shades, so I think this could be called a multitude of different videos. This could be called, you know, using every shade in the palette video, first impressions, get ready with me. How about hitting all the birds with one stone right now? If you're someone who has trouble like pairing eyeshadows together, you're just like, oh, I don't know what goes, or I don't know how to work these, or oh, are these gonna blend together? Is this gonna look right together? These types of palettes are really great because everything, I mean, most palettes should be paired to look really well together, but these types of palettes, this is like, it really does, one builds off the other, builds off the other, builds off the other. Okay, now I'm gonna take this color called Heist, which is the deeper of the shades, and I'm gonna start to work that on this outer corner, and we're gonna like sandwich it. So I'm gonna do the outer corner, and I'm also going to put that Heist shade in this inner portion right here. So we're gonna do it darker, and I'm going to keep that orangey shade, the Wild Thing, in the center. So I'm just going to put that here and here. And maybe we'll connect it just a touch, whatever's left over in the center. But you want the majority of the product to go right here and right here. I'm getting a new iPhone 8 today, 8 Plus. Now, I've never had the Plus version before, so I don't know if I'm gonna like a Plus, but we'll see. I'm really excited because it's been like 2 years. I have this 6, and I feel like I basically have a flip phone at this point compared to like everybody else. Like my husband has a 10 and an 8. And, you know, he's always like, oh, you have the 6, you don't know how to do anything, my phone's so fast. But I mean, I'm like, listen, I'm not over here like on a Samsung or like a Razer flip phone. Like, it's just a 6. But anyways, I'm honestly excited for like the portrait thing on the new phone, the portrait setting. Now we're going to take the color Strike, which is this deep burgundy, and we're going to put it again on the inner and outer corner. I love the way that these are layering. This is just like a really easy, like orangey, warm look. So we're going to take that Strike shade And I'm just kind of going in circular motions. And I'm going to take a wipe and clean up all this because, you know, I'm a messy Bessie. Like a pimple right here on my lip. Ugh. You guys know how painful like a lip pimple is. I don't even know what happened. Sometimes if I use like a new lip balm, it doesn't agree with me. I get them there, or if I'm trying on like a bunch of different like lip products. I don't think I've done any of those things, but somehow it managed to come anyways. I'm going to take this shade called Inhale, which is more of a little bit of a shimmery type shade, and I'm going to put this, oh yeah, oh that's really pretty. It's almost like it got this like yellowy tint to it, like a yellow soft shimmer. That is perfect with these colors. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and use the Collab liner pen, Ink Addict liner pen. Okay, I'm going to apply some liner lashes. I'm going to do my foundation, then we'll come back to do the rest of the eyes. Alright, let's finish up the rest of the face. So I put on House of Lashes Iconic Light Lashes. And my foundation is Estee Lauder Double Wear. My bronzer is Laguna. My blush is this Makeup Forever little sample that I got in my Sephora play bag. It's the 302, which is one of my favorite blush colors. Highlight is Pillow Talk from OFRA's Feelin Myself highlighter palette, and so that is what's on the rest of my face. And then my lip combo is this Lorac Pirates of the Caribbean Trident. It's the lipstick and the gloss. Let me show you. It's like this peachy nude. This is like my favorite lipstick of all time. It's the perfect peachy nude, and then it has like this gloss on the other end. So that is what's on the rest of my face. Let's finish up the eyes. I think I'm going to go in with this NYX. This is the gel pencil liner in Trace Jolie, and it's in brown. I like these liners. This is like a really pretty easy brown shade, and I think it will go well with this. I usually do like a nude in my waterline, but I'm gonna go with brown today. Okay, I'm going to go in with the Hot Spell shade right here, and I'm going to just kind of gently press that under my eyes. Then I'm going to take this Heist shade right here. It's the more orangey, deeper of the orangey shades, and I'm going to take that all the way under. And then let's just take this Strike shade right here, the deepest, darkest shade, and I'm just going to put that right at the outer corner to just have the depth right there. Okay, I'm going to hit my bottom lashes with a little bit of mascara. Okay, now I want to go in the inner corner with this Inhale shade, a little bit of a shimmer satin, just a slight satin, not too much of a glow, because I do like the fact that it's all matte eye with just a little bit of a hint. Okay, so this is the finished eye look. I really like the way that this turned out. Super duper pretty, easy, simple. Let's just go ahead and swatch some of the colors in this palette so you have a good idea of what they look like. So I'm just going to swatch the first four right here on my fingers. So you have this shade is Inhale, Vibrate, Hot Spell, and Wild Thing. And then the last two are Heist and Strike. Here are the shades right here from the palette. Like I said in the video, I think that they applied really well to the eyes. I really like the way that they just kind of built and built and built. This is like the perfect orangey smoky eye that I would go for. It's really simple, very user friendly. Such a cute palette, $29. I think you can't beat it. So really impressed with this palette. Let me know down below what your thoughts are. If you maybe skipped out on the Naked Heat palette, just in general, the full palette, maybe you want to pick up the Petite Heats, more like in your lane. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Please like it if you did, and leave a comment down below. I will see you all in the next video. Mwah.